5 super easy lunch thalis coming up in this video. Everyone and welcome to SugarSpiceNice. My name is Shweta and in this video I'm going to be sharing with you 5 amazing lunch thalis that I put together at home. These are such good options for everyday food. They look like a lot of work, but honestly they just require a little bit of planning, and this actually gives you a very satisfying, a very fulfilling meal. So without further ado, let me straight share with you the first thali. In this thali we have this simple French bean sabzi, chapati, a black chana salad which I love, and some leftovers. So let's start with the sabzi first. So I really like to finely chop the French beans. I feel that way they get a good texture in the final dish, and along with that I also use some tomato and onion for making this. You can actually chop them as you like, but this kind of chopping will definitely enhance the texture of the sabzi. I use a non-stick white pot or kadhai, and I begin by adding just a half tablespoon of oil and sauteing the onion. Once they are kind of translucent, I add the tomatoes, stir them in nicely and wait till they are soft. Then I add the chopped French beans and mix them well with the onion and tomatoes and let them cook. With French beans, I like them just about cooked, like they have that slight crunch but yet don't feel raw or kacha. After they are halfway done, I add some spices, a pinch of turmeric, salt as per taste, red chili powder as needed, and less than a pinch of hing. Mixing them in and finally adding a little bit of water and covering them to cook them through. After about 5 minutes, the sabzi is ready, and now I'll add a few more masalas, coriander powder and cumin powder. After a couple of minutes of stirring, this is what the dish looks like. It's my favorite way to enjoy French beans. Sometimes I'll even add potato in it or carrots, but today I'm just topping it with some coriander. Now let's get my favorite black chana salad or side dish type thing ready. I have a smaller non-stick here, and I have some black chana that has been soaked overnight and boiled. And I also have some chili and curry leaves. I use ghee for this, less than a teaspoon, and I begin by heating it. Then I add a pinch of hing and some mustard seeds, and once they are crackling, then I add the chilies and curry leaves. I stir them in nicely and then add the boiled chana along with some grated carrot. Carrot just makes it a bit more wholesome, I feel. Even raw onion is a good option to add as a topping. After adding some salt, I cover it for a few minutes so the carrot softens, and it doesn't really need cooking per se. After that, I'm adding some grated coconut and some chopped coriander, and this is ready. Just add lime as per taste, and it's a good snack and a supremely healthy side as well. I also have some leftover paneer from last night, so I'm going to be adding that to my lunch today. So yeah, this is the first thali complete. Salad, a dry sabzi, a gravy sabzi, rotis and a bit of dahi. Because the paneer has gravy, I didn't really bother making dal, and this actually feels good. Variety in flavors and textures, and also pretty tasty. Today I'm making one of my comfort meals, dal, rice and bhindi. I somehow really enjoy bhindi or ladyfinger as a side rather than with chapati sometimes. This dal is really simple. We all have our own way of making it, and today for mine I'm using yellow moong dal. It definitely feels lighter than tur dal, and in my opinion it's tastier as well. So I've soaked the dal for a bit, and in the meantime I have the tempering ingredients ready. Adding about a tablespoon of ghee in the pressure cooker, and once it's hot I'm adding a pinch of hing, half a teaspoon of cumin seeds and a chili, and I just add one, but you can add more for additional spice and flavor. After that goes in the dal, and it's drained off the water and rinsed nicely, and then it goes inside. Mixing it in and adding more water to cook along with turmeric and salt, and letting it go on for at least 4 whistles. Once the pressure cooker is settled, I'm checking the consistency and just using this whisk to smoothen it out, and then I'm just giving it one good boil. I love the simple way of eating moong dal, no other flavor except of the dal itself and the tempering slightly, and of course lots of lime and coriander leaf. Dal is ready now, and so is the rice, and now let's make the bhindi. So today I've chopped it slightly longer, and I'll be using just bhindi and not potato. I've taken about a tablespoon of oil in a wide non-stick kadai, and once it's hot I'm adding the bhindi in and sauteing them. This is more like a stir-fried bhindi. Once they are halfway done, I'm adding salt, turmeric, red chili powder and hing or asafoetida and stirring them in and covering them for a few minutes. This just makes the masala seep well in the bhindi, I feel. And lastly, I'm adding coriander powder, cumin powder and topping it with fresh dhania patti, and then this is done. It's got a slight crunch but not all the way because it's not deep fried. And today's thali will get some pickle as well. This is a sweet and sour mango chutney or pickle that I had actually picked up from Mahabaleshwar. And pickle and dal rice is the best combo ever. I have been having a bit of dahi with every meal, and I think the thali compartments don't really stress me out anymore because it's so easy to add something in a small quantity and trick the mind into feeling like there's so many different things. This meal is great for days when there's lesser time and I need something quick and easy. It's about time I indulge in some potatoes. So this thali has a new aloo pyaz sabzi that I'm attempting. So first I'm taking 2 large potatoes and chopping them into bigger cubes, and then I'm soaking them in cold water for some time. Then I'm chopping 2 onions, and these are just roughly chopped, and I'm taking 4 to 5 tomatoes and blending them to a smooth puree. Today I'm using my steel kadai for this, and I'm using a teaspoon of ghee and a teaspoon of oil for this. Then I'm adding bay leaf, cinnamon and cloves, and once the aroma is diffused, I'm adding the roughly chopped onion. I'm taking my time to saute them and mixing them well, and since these are chunky, they do take slightly longer to become translucent. Now I'm adding the tomato puree along with salt, turmeric and chili powder and letting this base cook. In the meantime, I'm rinsing the potatoes and going to be stir frying them slightly. So in a smaller non-stick, I'm adding about a tablespoon of oil and letting them fry until they are done. You can even deep fry the potatoes and use them, and that actually makes the sabzi much more tastier, but I'm just avoiding that today. Thankfully, I'm making this meal on a day when I have more time because this does take a while to get ready. When the potatoes have this color and texture, they are done. And now I'm adding them to the onion and tomato gravy that we made. Topping the gravy with some spices, coriander powder and cumin powder, and for them to blend together, I'm also adding in a little bit of warm water. Then I'm covering it, and once it's all come together, I'm adding some garam masala and a bit of crushed kasuri methi and about 1/4 teaspoon of sugar just to balance the flavors. I enjoy this with thepla, and is it just me or are you guys indulging in amras made from frozen mango pulp from the summer as well? Let me know in the comments while I enjoy my thali. The black chana salad is the same one I showed earlier. It also tastes great with moong sprouts. So this is the thali which requires a little bit of effort, but the sabzi honestly is a win, so it's all worth it. It even tastes good with plain parathas. This fourth thali is one with massive leftovers. I actually visited a friend yesterday and she packed some Maharashtrian food for me to take home. This lovely chauli or black-eyed peas and karela and batata. These I just heated and prepared something on the side. So first is some stir fry with leftover chopped veggies. I'm taking a smaller non-stick and adding half a teaspoon of ghee in it, and once it's hot, I'm adding mustard seeds and then cumin seeds. Once they sizzle, I'm adding the chopped French beans and some peas for flavor along with some salt and letting them cook. Once that's done, I'm adding some grated carrot and stirring it in for a few minutes, and then some grated coconut. Finally topping it with some lime, and a healthy side dish is ready. For mains, I'm making dahi rice, and first I'm adding the rice in a bowl and mixing it with curd and letting them sit together for a few minutes. Then I'm heating half a teaspoon of ghee, and once it's hot, I'm adding a pinch of hing and mustard seeds. Once they sizzle, in goes a red chili, curry leaves and some chopped green chilies. Then goes in the rice and dahi combo and mixing them in nicely and adding a little bit of salt as well. And all that's needed is topping them with some coriander leaves. I love this dahi rice. It's a perfect main dish when you have a bunch of flavorful spicy side dishes and sabzis, or even just by itself with a bit of molga puri powder or spicy pickle and papad. It's a great meal. So this seems like a very elaborate thali, but actually it's a bunch of things mixed, right from fresh yet easy preparations to leftovers. And so often after eating out or making something elaborate at home, I struggle with leftovers, but ever since I started making meals this way, there is better use to them and of course less wastage. We're on the last thali now, and this has a Sindhi speciality, drumstick curry or sabzi. It's really simple to make and I insist that you try it. In a steel pot, I'm adding a tablespoon of oil along with some hing, mustard and cumin seeds and also some green chili. And once the tempering is done, I'm adding plain pureed tomatoes. This is about 5 to 6 tomatoes. Stirring the puree in with the tempering and adding salt, turmeric and red chili powder and letting it cook. Once it gets a bit of a boil, I'm adding chopped potatoes and a little bit of hot water and letting the potatoes cook Once the potatoes are cooked halfway, I'm adding chopped drumsticks in and letting them cook as well. And once both of them are all completely done, I'm adding some coriander powder and cumin powder. Whenever I'm eating this with rice, I'll use more tomato paste and water so I get a proper curry-like texture. And whenever I'm eating it with roti, then I make it like this semi-gravy type. Some people also add besan or gram flour to make the gravy thicker and slightly more flavorful, but I feel I like it best like this. Now this is done, and on the side I'm making a capsicum and beetroot stir fry. I have both finely chopped. In a wide pan, I'm adding a teaspoon of oil and sauteing the beetroot and capsicum, and after a while I'm adding just a little bit of water so they cook completely, and then some salt and covering them for a few minutes. Now that they are softer, I'm putting them in a bowl, topping with some coriander, chaat masala, lime, rock salt, and this is ready. So this is my lunch thali. There's a drumstick sabzi, chapati, beetroot and capsicum stir fry, some pudina jowar puffs just as a little something on the side, and some mango raita. I made this with mango pieces, but it can be made with mango puree as well. These thalis are the perfect way to demonstrate small efforts yet massive rewards. I have more such meal idea videos for one-pot meals, snack ideas, no onion and no garlic thali meals at home, so you can watch them as well. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you found these thali meal ideas helpful. The recipes are really simple, very home style, just perfect for everyday cooking. And let me know if you recreate these thalis. Do tag me on my Instagram, I'd love to see them. And also let me know if you'd like to watch more such content. Don't forget to leave all of your suggestions in the comments below and subscribe to my channel for more, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!